Paragon Gauntlet options video. Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Is it a bit later than normal to post a video like this? Yes, possibly. It can't be helped. I'm working on a few things. April's a bit of an iffy month so far, just with a lot of stuff going. Look, we're getting ready to go somewhere. So there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but yeah, May should be on it, and then kind of like having a little bit of a break, holiday, then move into the new house. Oh, so many things. But in any case, I will get content done. It will just be a case this month, a little bit slower than normal. In any case, let's get into some options. So enough about me and my kind of trials and tribulations. This is the team that I was working with: Nick Fury, Wiccan, Bishop. To be honest, Wiccan was not a great option, and in full actuality, I should have replaced that for Cosmic Ghost Rider. Hey, you learn these things in hindsight, but I wanted to experiment, and also I wanted to experience this mode for myself. So let's kick things off with Mordo. I'm going to throw some footage up at the same time of the fight in action. Explosive personality, no hit, no mercy, special coup d'etat, inside out, which is if near the defender for 4 seconds, the attack is routed for 4 seconds, piercing pursuit. If I'm honest, this is a pretty much doable fight. Lots of decent and there's excellent options. I put in the link in the description. Which is the side quest monthly guide, updated finally for Paragon Gauntlet. The tab is right at the bottom, and of course has been updated. So yeah, it's kind of like it's all there and it's ready and good to go, giving you plenty of options. But we're going to see some of the fights, break down some things as well. So if you're really worried about the fight, look. If astral evading or evading in general is going to be a problem, then evade counters could be interesting to use for it. If you are unspecific, like a lot of people would be, and just want to do it, then look, you could go down and start building up Hercules and just kind of completely steamroll through it. You could use some strong science champions, but you need to switch them out, or maybe switch them out further down the line. However, if you are doing the challenge mode side of things, then you could be looking to some great options. Now, I did see someone use Wiccan. I don't really recommend it. Saw someone use Massacre. It's an iffy one. Personally, Kate Bishop, Nick Fury is my go-to recommendation because it's just great for the entirety of Paragon Gauntlet. You find yourself using that champion a lot of times. Yes, you do the same with Cosmic Ghost Rider. Yes, a lot of people do the same with Kate Bishop. At the time, I didn't have a Kate Bishop or a Baron Zemo ranked up to a specific rank that I think would be worth doing. I don't have the resources to do that just yet, but of course those are things that I massively recommend, those particular champions. But the Mordo fight is incredibly doable. It's incredibly straightforward. Just watch out for piercing pursuit, and of course keep up the pressure. When he gets a power gain buff, then throw your heavy attack in whenever you can, and of course try not to keep so close or kind of like playing to inside out, so watch out for that rooting. Rooted champions cannot move, but they still attack, so use a special attack to get yourself out of the root if you can. Then you got Venom the Duck. This is probably the most trickiest one, the one that I personally made the biggest mistake on using champions for. So champions wise, I think I would recommend Cosmic Ghost Rider or Baron Zemo the most. Look at how you're taking this on. You've got ... Each time the defender is inflicted with a damaging debuff, the attack is inflicted with a power lock. I would say this is where you like Kingpin, but Baron Zemo is probably the better option. Where there is a standout that Cosmic Ghost Rider is key is armor break debuffs inflicted on the defender are 25% more potent. However, the defender takes 75 less damage from all sources unless they're inflicted with an armor break debuff. Now, I didn't go for that. Silly me. I went for a different method of kind of taking this down, where I thought that I don't know why actually. I think I was having one of these kind of like brain fart days where you sometimes make the silly mistakes. And yeah, that's what happens when you got a lot on your plate and a lot on your brain. You kind of like you forget to do stuff. So yeah, I should have brought in Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's probably my biggest mistake of this run. This cost me 1 revive. I actually ended up doing this and finished it up with. I started off with Wiccan, burnt my Wiccan, and then kind of finished off with Bishop. It didn't actually cost me a revive. No, I don't think it did. I think it was Bishop I used. I think it cost me health potions a little bit further down the line to top up my Bishop, but it wasn't so much of an issue with that. Unfortunately, it's quite specific in nature, so you want that armor break. Right, moving on to Purgatory. A pretty easy doable fight if you've got the likes of Baron Zemo and Nick Fury and Kate Bishop. There's a little bit of a shout out to either using Domino, maybe, Bishop, maybe, as well as a few plethora of other champions. As I said, King, not King, well, he is King. You know, Nick Fury has been that kind of go-to option, right for me. In any case, doing a lot of fights pretty darn well. The champion does have Conflictor, and do bear in mind sometimes the champion does have stun immunity, so that's something to kind of like to kind of be concerned about. And of course, you need to do a bit of intercepting in around that. But of course, watch out for the power gain the champion has. Trying to keep the champion throwing SP1s may be more beneficial for you, but again, it's down to our personal preference of rotation on it. The reason we bring bleeders in, like Baron Zemo, like Nick Fury, like Domino and Kate Bishop, I think I got that right, not sure. It is all about the bleed debuffs and passive, deal 25% more damage to the defender, and they take 90% less damage from all sources unless they're inflicted with a bleed debuff or passive. Now, it's either you medium, or you end with a light. It depends how you want to approach it. A lot of times when it comes to rotation, I try to, with stun immunity like this, because it's difficult to get like a parry and a full rotation in. Sometimes I might just kind of like do a 5-hit combo ending with a light. It's not the best kind of way to rotate around with Nick Fury, but it's a method. What we say, stupid and it works. It's not stupid. Moving on now to Strife. Strife has Arc Overload, Critical Interruption. When the attacker performs an intercept, they gain a Precision passive, granting guaranteed hits for 7 seconds. And then every 10 seconds, the attack is inflicted with a Falter debuff. Look, if you're dealing with this in a sense of some of the main champion options that counter miss, look, you can go down the route of, okay, well, number one, he's hashtag metal, so you can use Magneto if you're non-specific. You could also use Omega Sentinel, one of my favourites, Archangel and Human Torch. But when it comes to the champion on using it on the challenge, then you could go down the route of like, okay, for me, I did it with Bishop, so it's not ridiculously bad. You do have Vigilance with Cosmic Ghost Rider, so that could be an option. And to a lesser degree, Miscounter, you could use Nick Fury. And of course, I've seen people use the Kate Bishop, but you choose what you feel is going to be good here. The Vigilance counter with Cosmic Ghost Rider, Nick Fury possibly, or, you know, just Bishop. I think actually a lot of champions will just do this fight. It's just a case of watching out for maybe no, I don't think micro reflect. No, I don't think it. I mean, you could deal sloped armor with like a Wiccan or a champion that's got a nullify as part of its kit, but it's just a case of like, this isn't ridiculously bad. It's just a case of, are you approaching the miss as being a problem? Are you approaching some of the other elements as being a problem? Can you do as intercept like I think I did, and then throw a big SP2 with Bishop and game over? Quite possibly. So again, it's down to like how you feel these champions are better to counter la situation. So moving swiftly on to the final fight, which is going to be, what is he called? I can't remember. Prowler. That's it. Tech champion. So if you're not doing any of the specific nature of interaction, where you're like a specific challenge, that is, then you could go down the route of your Angelas, your Medusas, your Ronans for, you know, just class advantage and just smacking them up. Ronan works particularly well. Hercules, of course, works fantastically. Being hashtag metal, Magneto works, and Human Torch. Now, if you go into the challenge side of things, and even though, do bear in mind that the champion from time to time, as part of I think it's the build, is it the build of the champion? He will have miss. So that's why you're like, okay, well, that's why I'll bring that in to just counter the miss if you're playing into that, or if that becomes a thing or a problem for you, because you've got to be prepared with problems. Power Pain. Whenever the attacker triggers an immunity to a power drain, they're inflicted with a power detonation passive for 5 seconds. Then you've got Buff Toggle. Every 8 seconds, the defender gains an unblockable buff. You could counter that with certain champions if you wanted to. Could you do that with Wiccan? maybe I haven't put it, but you know, everything's up for experimentation, isn't it? It's going to go. Is this a viable option for this? But I'll throw Wiccan in as being another option. You've got defensive transference. The defender gains a permanent armor. I would mention that, you know, to counter that. The attack. Oh no, there's two things there. There's two buffs that a champion could suppress, which could play into Wiccan as a champion as being an option. Rush down. The attacker starts with 7 rush down charges. When the defender dashes back, lands a block to remove a charge, knocking down the defender. Restores 1 charge. When the attacker has no charges, they are inflicted with a stun passive for 3 seconds. So yeah, keep your charges on. Yeah, keep your charges on. To be honest, I didn't have to worry about that. I wasn't really concentrating on that at all. The only thing I was more interested with was Miss occasionally popping up, which of course could be an advantage for the likes of Nick Fury, which we've mentioned before, depending on the amount of tactical charges you may want. Cosmic Ghost Rider does have Vigilance, so that could be a counter and class advantage, and as well plays part into the challenge. I don't actually know. I put Domino there. I need to remove it. I don't think Domino would be a good option for there because of the class disadvantage. Although I did go in and kind of do a little bit of health smacking with Bishop. So look, there's possibilities right there. And leading on to the final fight, which is going to be Spider Punk, and we have got Iron Root, clever, Dodge Souls Prowess, Ruptured Eardrums, Evasive Maneuvers. To be honest, just evade. I think evade counters are going to be the way to go with this one. Some people for the challenge have used Kingpin. Some people for the challenge have used Kate Bishop. Some people just smashed it in with Cosmic Ghost Rider. I personally recommend Nick Fury. I think it's a very decent option. Evade control, power control, evade counter. Sorry. And of course, like, look, if you kind of wondering some other options, if you're not doing the challenge, then your She-Hulks, your Archangels, Falcons, Venoms, Apocs, rush through with Hercules. The options are there for you, people. Have fun with whatever you're doing with the mode. Thank you very much as well for watching this particular video. Did you use a different option? And did you use it for the challenge? What were your options that you used? Put it in the comments. I'll see you soon. Much love and goodbye.